next session of the day, which is on the topic of sales, which which is much talked about in current time. So for that, let me introduce our expert panel. Moderating the session is Mr. Ajay Sharma, Managing Director, Valuation Services, Collier International, India. Mr. Sharma, a very warm welcome to you. In fact, Mr. Sharma is a highly experienced professional in property valuation and advisory services across India, Sri Lanka, and Maldives. And he has undertaken significant advisory work for smart city projects, infrastructure projects, business strategies, and monetization also. So it's a great lineage of work. Our speakers for this session in an alphabetical order. Let me introduce Mr. Amit Wadhwani, Managing Director of Sai Estate Consultants Chamber Private Limited, who's joining from Mumbai. He's a first generation entrepreneur and he started his journey back in 2010. And now he has grown his startup to a full-fledged technology-enabled sellers of property. He's also co-founded Sai Estate Management and Skills Institute, a premier institute which is dedicated to skilling real estate professionals. Mr. Wadhwani, a very warm welcome to you. Our next speaker is Mr. Chitrak Shah, a seasoned professional from Gujarat. He is the co-founder and managing director Shivalik, and he is also the vice president of Guyhead Credai. Mr. Shah is a process-driven entrepreneur, and innovation and creating something out of the box is said to be in Mr. Shah's DNA. So he has more than 2 decades of experience in the real estate industry, and he's also representing the sector with various authorities on government level. So Mr. Shah, thank you for being here with us today. Our next young and dynamic panelist is Dushyant Goswami. He's the managing director of Suvidha Projects. In fact, he's also an electrical and electronics engineer, and he has adopted the modern methods of management and project implementation in his organization. He's passionate about architecture and always tries to do something different. So Dushyant, many thanks for being here with us today. Our next panel member is Mr. Paras Pandit, Chairman and Managing Director, Sheetland Infrastructure. Mr. Pandit is an experienced real estate business owner and a strong business development professional with demonstrated history of working in the real estate industry for more than 15 years now. Mr. Paras Pandit, thank you for being here with us today on this panel. Our next eminent speaker is Mr. Praveen Bavaria, who's the founder and managing director, City Estate Management. He has completed 22 successful years in real estate management and leads strategic planning and corporate development across the group's portfolio. He is also the founder and president of Ahmedabad Realtors Association. Mr. Bavaria, thank you for being here with us. A very warm welcome. Our last panelist, again, a very young dynamic leader from Gujarat. He is the managing director of Vishwanath Builders, Mr. Swagat Vyas. Under his leadership, the company has delivered several successful and landmark projects in Ahmedabad and more than 4 million square feet of the construction area. So that's a huge amount of work that he has been doing in Gujarat real estate. So Mr. Sharma, I hand it over to you, the entire panel of eminent speakers.
Yeah. Thank you, Swapna. Good afternoon to one and all. Quite an informative session since the beginning of the launch today, and we've had quite a good panel discussion just before our panel started. I think what is very important for most of us on, who are involved in real estate is to, point out that one particular trend that we would want to catch on to and address, so that, what we do and how we do the business works very well. And there are 3 important stakeholders in this entire, universe. That's one is the customer. So we are all addressing the customer. The second one is the developer. And the third one is the advisor. Now, the advisor usually forms a very important link between the developer and the customer. And they're at the forefront always, like our army, trying to figure out what is the right and the best way to do things. So let me start this session with the question first, pointed out to our advisors, real estate advisors. So, hi, Amit. Just quickly, trying to pick your thoughts on what is that you're seeing as the most important trend that has emerged, in the last 12 to 18 months for buyers of real estate, be it residential, commercial, or any other investment asset.
Yeah, hi, very good evening. Ajay, nice to see you and everybody else back again on the Realty Plus platform, and good to see the new normal. I can see that amazing background also right behind you. So these are things that will take place in terms of the fabricated designs that we used to have when we used to do physical events in Gujarat and other parts of the country at RP Plus. Answering your question, I feel today the boss of the entire industry is the consumer. There were three participants who made very big mistakes from 2012 to 2020. One is the developers created inventory without any market research. Second is NBFCs and banks disbursed money for projects without understanding what is the exit strategy as to how will those projects sell. And third are the investors either in India or settled abroad, or the private equity funds which deployed funds into Indian projects without understanding if there is a local demand in that geography. Could be Gujarat, could be Maharashtra, or any other part, NCR, Delhi, or Karnataka. All three stakeholders have realized their mistakes, and they have done their course correction. So the developers are now looking at organic exits, more communication, more advertising, more digital advertising, more hand holding, more clarity in terms of communication with consumers. Banks have realized that we don't really need to lend more money, and we need to consolidate a little bit, get our monies back. Investors have ran away from the country. If you want to know the real facts, you can speak to somebody in downtown London, or for that matter, downtown Dubai, and ask a Sindhi or a Gujarati investor, what do you think about Indian real estate? He will give you a good listening and a good opinion about what he thinks. So it is good that investors have kept away, because end users have taken, occupied that space, that void. So the trend that we see now is a product which is between, say, about 5 lakhs to 25 lakhs, in spite of COVID-19 and pandemic, in spite of a lot of cash flow issues, in spite of trust deficit, in spite of projects not being completed, has got organic subscription. Okay. So the trust is coming back, but it is coming back only in the segment where somebody wants to use it between 5 to 25 lakhs. As we go forward, more curators, more infrastructure developers will understand that building sentiment, advertising, seminars, maintaining clarity, showing books of accounts, and opening up every vertical of your company is the only way forward to attract real end users. No subvention schemes, no NBFC participation, no underwriting, state to reduce taxes, center to reduce taxes. All these things has created an environment where I see a ray of hope in terms of sentiment coming back, at least in the residential sector.
Yeah, so Amit, that was an interesting point. So I think quickly I will put on this counter argument to the developers per se. So Dishant, I'll start with you. I mean, your entity has been one of the oldest in Ahmedabad, doing multiple projects. So, I mean, Amit pointed out one thing is that developers did a lot of work without doing a lot of market research or understanding the sentiments of the consumers or the end buyers. Do you agree with that? And how do you see, or how do you retort to that particular aspect?
Ajay, I won't disagree to the fact that has been really happening with each and every city that you see. So whenever a sector or whenever an area grows, so everybody wants to really pull into that area and start building in spite of the demand or the supply, just knowing the supply and the demand ratio. But I would say that at particular locations, which are like really, really hot cake, I mean, there's still an issue of there's a less demand than what the supply really is. So I wouldn't really want to say that each and every sector or each and every city, probably there are some pockets are always going to be there, where the supply is going to be more. If you look at Ahmedabad, there is a little bit more supply of commercial real estate as of now into particular areas. But as of Ahmedabad, if you actually start looking at since past 6-7 years, what has actually started happening, that people have started thinking that like Bombay. Because Bombay, everybody used to travel a lot from the work to their home space, and that's exactly what is happening in Ahmedabad because of all the traffic and everything since past 5 to 6 years. Now, all those people who've been traveling for like half an hour, 45 minutes are not very used to traveling that huge distances now. So now all of those people are starting understanding that we really need to have an office space very closer to the home. If you look at the entire affordable section or the entire affordable sector that has been developing in South Bhopal, Shela, and at Sheila's places, the same thing has been happening there because a lot of new people from the different cities have been shifting to Ahmedabad for work. And there's a lot of new people who've been wanting to go and settle down there because of the affordability. And hence the commercial real estate there is also doing absolutely well because everybody wants to be nearby. And in terms of a city development, I mean, those are the new sectors which have been coming up really, really well. So I wouldn't say that the entire city has gone bizarre. Few pockets, obviously it happens, but still we are not seeing a huge amount of supply and demand gap at certain areas, you know. That's my point of view.
So just to take this question to Paras, Paras, see, I again want to take your view on this. We had a very good decade of growth in Gujarat, you know, in the late 2010s and after that we had a good decade of growth up to 2012. Subsequently, you know, I somehow find consonance with what Amit was saying that, you know, there has been this mentality of doing things, you know, without really looking at the consumer, understanding the consumer sentiments, you know, doing more luxury products and other things. Suddenly affordable took off. Now everybody is going into the affordable segment and trying to see, we are trying to now figure out if there's too much of oversupply in the affordable segment also that is going to impact the demand. What is your take? I mean, you are among the newer entrepreneurs who have come into this market. So what is your take and how do you see this? You're on mute, Paras.
Yeah. Can you repeat this question and please ask question in Hindi so I give a good answer in
okay.
Hindi.
So मेरा ये सवाल था कि you know अमित जी ने बताया कि buyers का sentiments और उनका जो requirements है उसको ज़्यादातर importance नहीं दिया जाता है और उसकी वजह से बहुत सारा supply ऐसा आ चुका है जो बिक नहीं रहा है. एक तरफ दुष्यंत जी ने बताया है कि लोकेशन का इम्पोर्टेंस है वो सब है प्लस ऑन द ये है कि अफोर्डेबिलिटी सेगमेंट ग्रो हो रहा है जो रिक्वायरमेंट्स है उसको एड्रेस कर रहे हैं सब लोग डेवलपर्स एंड एक ग्रुप जैसे एड्रेस कर रहे हैं टू प्रोवाइड व्हाटएवर इज रिक्वायर्ड फॉर द कस्टमर. तो आपसे ये सवाल मैं पूछ रहा हूँ कि आप नए जनरेशन का एंटरप्रेन्योर है, जब आपने बिजनेस स्टार्ट किया और आपने जब इस बिजनेस को चलाना शुरू किया तो आपने क्या देखा, आपका क्या ओपिनियन है इसके बारे में?
अजय जी, आप जब क्वेश्चन कर रहे थे तो सडनली जो था वो वॉइस बंद हो गया था तो सॉरी फिर से रिपीट करना पड़ेगा.
बहुत सिंपल है, आपका ओपिनियन बताइए कि मार्केट का सेंटिमेंट आप एड्रेस कर रहे हैं एज अ डेवलपर या नहीं
अभी के बारे में.
यस.
सवाल ही ऐसा है कि सवाल पूछते पूछते आवाज थोड़ी धीमी हो जाती है.
एक्चुअल में अजय जी मैं बताऊं कि यदि शीतल इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर की बात करें तो ऑब्वियसली आई एम एंटरप्रेन्योर और ये जो एम्पायर खड़ा किया है शीतल इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर ने 1 रुपये से लेके आज करीबन 2500-3000 करोड़ का ये एम्पायर हमने खुद ने खड़ा किया हुआ है. ये वस्त्रापुर में जो है आज करीबन मेरे वस्त्रापुर में ही 1700-1800 करोड़ के प्रोजेक्ट हैं जो कि हमने कासा व्योमा और ये जो वेस्ट पार्क की बात करें, यहाँ हम मकान ढूंढने के लिए आए थे जब उस टाइम पे आज से 20 साल पहले हम मकान नहीं ले पाए थे और आज यहाँ हम हजारों मकान बना रहे हैं. तो बेसिकली हम लोग एंटरप्रेन्योर की बात करें या अभी के कस्टमर के सेगमेंट की बात करें या अभी के मार्केट की बात करें तो हम प्रेजेंट मार्केट की बात कर रहे हैं कि आज प्रेजेंट मार्केट 2 सिनारियो में बट गया है. पहला जो हम कोविड से पहले की बात करें, कोविड के बाद की बात करें तो कोविड के पहले का सिनारियो जो था वो आप यदि कस्टमर के ले लें या बिल्डर का ले लें या बैंकिंग का ले लें या गवर्नमेंट के एटीट्यूड का ले लें या बैंकिंग के एटीट्यूड का ले लें, सबका सिनारियो अभी चेंज आ गया है. यदि आपके पास कोई कस्टमर आ रहा है तो 100% अपॉर्चुनिटी ढूंढने आ रहा है कि बताओ भाई कोविड में जो है आप परेशान कितने हुए हो, उस पे जो हम आपसे डीलिंग में बैठेंगे. यानी सिंपली ये है कि उसके जेब में पैसा जो कोविड से पहले था वो ही आज है, पर उसका जो बिजनेस जो है वो बंद हो गया है 4 महीने के लिए, या उसका जॉब जो है 4 महीने के लिए रुक गया है, तो वो सब उसका बकाया जो है वो बिल्डर से वसूल करना चाहता है, सिंपली भाषा में ये बोले तो। दूसरी चीज ये बताए कि आज जो बायर घूम रहे हैं, ऑब्वियसली उसने 4 महीने का ये कोविड का अपने फैमिली के साथ समय बिताया है। तो जो रेसिडेंशियल की बात करें हम, तो उसमें जो क्लाइंट आज जो बायर लेने के लिए निकला है घर, चाहे वो 2 BHK हो, 3 BHK हो, 4 BHK हो, चाहे लग्जरी सेगमेंट हो, चाहे अफोर्डेबल हो, चाहे विला हो, चाहे लैंड हो घर के लिए, उसने 4 महीने में अपनी फैमिली के साथ बैठ के अपने घर की जरूरत को फील किया है। ज्यादातर देखा जाता है कि घर में यदि 4 मेंबर हैं, 5 मेंबर है, 10 मेंबर है, 3 मेंबर है या 2 मेंबर है, तो ये 24 घंटा साथ में रहे हो, ऐसा शायद मेरी लाइफ में तो ये पहली बार देखा है और कई लोगों ने इसको पहली बार देखा है। तो एक्चुअल में इस 4 महीने में या 3 महीने ने घर की जरूरियात को पूरी तरह से हर एक परिवार को समझाया है कि घर कैसा होना चाहिए, घर का कोना कोना कैसा होना चाहिए, घर में क्या जरूरियात होनी चाहिए, ये सभी चीज जो है ये 4 महीने में कस्टमर ने देखी हुई है।
सो पारस जी, बहुत इंटरेस्टिंग पॉइंट कहा है आपने। प्रवीण जी, आपसे ये पूछना था, आप एक जाने माने ब्रोकर हैं, 5-6 सिटीज में ऑपरेट करते हैं। जो पारस जी ने अभी बताया कि 4 महीने में लोगों ने महसूस किया है कि किस तरह का घर चाहिए उनको और किस तरह के एमिनिटीज चाहिए, किस तरह के स्पेशियल ऑर्गेनाइजेशन चाहिए। क्या ये बहुत एविडेंट है जो आपके पास लोग आते हैं जब इंक्वायरीज के लिए दिखाने के लिए आपको कि प्लीज मुझे घर दिखाइए करके, या आप अभी भी ये मेंटेन करते हैं कि प्राइसिंग बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट हो जाता है?
यस, वेरी वेरी ट्रू, क्रूशियल क्वेश्चंस पूछा है आपने अजय जी। कस्टमर जो आता है तो उसकी फर्स्ट प्रायोरिटी है लोकेशन, लोकेशन, लोकेशन। दूसरी प्रायोरिटी है डेवलपर्स का रेपुटेशन, डेवलपर्स का क्वालिटी, कंस्ट्रक्शन और पास्ट उसका कैसा है, पास्ट प्रीवियस प्रोजेक्ट उसने किस तरह से बनाया है, तो वो काफी मायने लगते हैं। आज हमारे पास जो कस्टमर आते हैं, तो हम लोग पूरे अहमदाबाद में काम कर रहे हैं। वी आर ऑफिस इन अक्रॉस अहमदाबाद, वी आर ऑफिस इन ड्राइव इन रोड, बोपल, गोता, चांदखेड़ा, मणिनगर। तो हमारा रेजिडेंशियल टीम वर्टिकल सेपरेट है, कमर्शियल लीजिंग का सेपरेट है, कमर्शियल रिटेल का सेपरेट है। तो हम लोग सभी वर्टिकल में काम कर रहे हैं। तो रेजिडेंशियल की पर्टिकुलर बात करें तो कोविड के बाद जो लोग सिटी में रहते थे, तो सिटी में लोग फैमिली, ज्वाइंट फैमिली में थे, 2 भाई साथ में रहते थे, तो काफी डिमांड आया है रेजिडेंशियल में 3 बेडरूम 1 बेडरूम का। तो कस्टमर का पहला चॉइस रहता है लोकेशन, सेकंड डेवलपर्स का ब्रांड नेम होना चाहिए और डेवलपर्स क्या चीज दे रहे हैं, एमिनिटीज काफी मायने लगती है। तो बाद में अभी क्या है, अभी काफी गुजरात में अहमदाबाद की बात करें तो अहमदाबाद में 77 किलोमीटर का रिंग रोड है, एक्सेस बढ़िया है, काफी उसको अच्छा रेट भी मिल पाता है, चॉइस भी मिल पाती है। तो आज एक कस्टमर आता है तो डिसीजन आज देखो, मार्च अप्रैल मई के बाद, जून के बाद अभी मार्केट शुरू हुआ है, तो अच्छी इंक्वायरी जनरेट हो रही है। कस्टमर थोड़ा टाइम लेता है इन टर्म्स ऑफ वास्तु, डिसीजन, होम लोन चॉइस करता है, हायर फ्लोर, लो राइज बिल्डिंग। तो लोकेशन, मेरे ख्याल से लोकेशन अच्छा होना चाहिए, एमिनिटीज अच्छी होनी चाहिए। और कोविड के बाद लोग अभी आउटस्कर्ट में जाने लगे कि एक यहाँ पे अपना घर होना चाहिए। दूसरा, जैसे गोल्फ का विला है, केबीजी करके है, ग्लेडवन है, राचड़ा है, शिलज है, गरुड़िया है, पलोड़िया है, वहां पे काफी अच्छी बिक्री हुई है लास्ट 2 महीने में। तो लोगों का माइंडसेट भी बदला है, लोगों का नजरिया भी बदला है। तो मेरे ख्याल से अच्छी इंक्वायरीज तो है, पर लेकिन क्लाइंट की जो चॉइस है, पर्टिकुलरली क्वालिटी ऑफ कंस्ट्रक्शन, वे ऑफ वर्किंग, वो सब काफी मायने लगता है।
Okay, so Chitrak ji, so what I wanted to ask you was that we heard the 2 advisors on the panel, right? So one advisor has said that there has been an indiscriminate type of working that has led to a lot of oversupply. The other advisor has said that a lot of demand is pent up, but the point is that location matters a lot. Now we see that there is a lot of push and pull between these two factors, and again the question I am coming back is still price playing the determinant factor of where we buy? I mean, I want to be in a good location, but if I can't afford it, is that becoming a problem? And how are you seeing your channel partners come to you and present with certain behaviors that the clients are coming with, saying that, look, we need a very flexi payments. We need to do this. We will probably do a down payment now. Probably after some time, we'll give you the next payment. So what is that you're seeing with your channel partners?
Hi, Amit. Hi, Ajay. Once the channel partner come to us, normally the customer ask few alternative payment plans. Normally, we used to have two payment plans, maybe one construction link plan. One of the project is having the subvention plan, and there are down payment plan, which we normally take 60 days to complete the payment. So yeah, there are two kind of payment plans are being focused right now. Even there are two kind of customer. One, they are having a lot of money. They have liquid fund on their hand, maybe on mutual fund, maybe on some other portfolio. So they are ready to buy a apartment, which is maybe a ready apartment, which they can liquidate the money and they can immediately buy. So they are asking few discount if the inventory is ready. If the inventory is not ready, or maybe the inventory is maybe a year old, so they are asking discount. But yeah, some of the way we are doing in between. The discount is not the only key. They are focusing on the value for money, discount, location, developer's reputation, and unka conversion ratio, which is faster. Earlier, when they used to come, they used to do a lot of meetings. Right now, they don't do a lot of meetings. They just come, they finalize, then they finish the payment. So yeah, there are, if the inventory is the older one, maybe a year or 2 year old inventory, if we do have, then we may do this few discounts. But yeah, that used to happen before COVID also. There is no point right now discussing after COVID, before COVID. And right now they are converting faster. But yeah, because during this time, even having a lot of cases in Ahmedabad, they are visiting sites, they are coming to our office. But yeah, whatever they are coming to us, they are finalizing the things.
Okay, so Swagat, quickly wanted your opinion on one thing. So we are hearing that a lot of developers give the developer like Chitra, Condition giving a perspective from their end that what I would say a developer's perspective. Now I would want you to for a moment step out from a developer's perspective, put yourself in the customer's perspective, and look at how the changes, both legislative, like for example the implementation of RERA that has happened. Now there are various other things that are happening, like government is proposing to cut down the stamp duty, registration fees, and so many other things to boost real estate. In spite of all this, how does a customer look at value proposition when he is buying an asset from the developer?
Hello, Ajay. Yes, the many things have changed. Like when a customer used to come before to the developer's office, looking from his perspective, location, developer's reputation, and the price point was always important. Now they are much better informed in terms of, let's say, which developer is doing at what stage of project is running and when is the delivery time. And now people ask questions like, by when is your delivery time getting delayed because of situations, or are you sticking to your previous delivery construction schedule or not? They ask questions which were different from the previous regime. So now customers, along with asking for negotiation in terms of, say, payment plans, discounts, they also ask for specific things like which, let's say, for example, which facility management agency do you employ, or how long do you maintain the society, and what are the precautions that you take, and such things. So this has changed the consumer's mindset in terms of security, not only the site and everything, but also personal security in terms of anything around the project, or small things now is going on. So the consumer's mindset has taken a shift. Like the developers said, along with the discount structure, they also ask for a few other things which are new for a developer. And the developer has to stay on his toes to suffice to it. And it has been a game-changing thing for both the ends.
Yeah. So Amit, coming to you, as an advisor that you just you told us that there's a lot of effort that needs to go into actually providing what a customer wants, right? And on the other side, we are looking at the our panelists who are developers saying that it is the location that is very important. These are the factors. So what I hear is we are still looking at 2-3 factors which have conventionally been the knowledge, the factors that we have always been attributing to sale of an asset. Do you see in your interaction with the clients that these factors have changed, or they've gone down the priority list and something else has taken a place instead of these factors? Amit? I think Amit's line has frozen. प्रवीण जी, आप बता सकते हैं कि आप जब क्लाइंट्स के साथ इंटरेक्ट करते हैं, बहुत सारे डेवलपर्स, अपने फ्रेंड्स ने बोला है कि लोकेशन बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है, आपने खुद बताया लोकेशन बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है, एंड आपने बताया कि जो भी फैक्टर्स उन्होंने बताया वो सब इंपॉर्टेंट है, प्रायोरिटी लिस्ट में आता है. बट मेरा आपसे ये पूछना है, आपने पिछले 1 साल में क्या ऐसा एक चीज को देखा है जो प्रायोरिटी लिस्ट में नहीं था पहले बट अभी बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट हो गया है, जो डिटरमाइन करता है कि वो एक ट्रांजैक्शन के साथ आगे बढ़े या ना बढ़े? हेलो
या
आप, मैं ये पूछ रहा था, कोई ऐसा एक फैक्टर है जो अभी बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट हो गया है, जो पहले प्रायोरिटी लिस्ट में नहीं था कस्टमर के लिए, एक ट्रांजैक्शन को आगे बढ़ाने के लिए, ऐसा कुछ फैक्टर है क्या?
ऐसा फैक्टर की बात करें तो जो घर खरीदने के लिए बात कर रहे हैं ना प्रायोरिटी, जैसे मैं टेम्पल की बात करूं, कोई जैन कम्युनिटी है, कहीं लोग स्वामीनारायण संप्रदाय वाले हैं, तो ऐसे फैक्टर भी है कि जहाँ जैन टेम्पल है तो वहाँ पे काफी डिसीजन चेंजिंग, जैसे पारडी में लोग रहते हैं तो वहाँ पे क्या जैन टेम्पल्स वगैरह नजदीक है, देरासर वगैरह, तो काफी ऐसे हमारे प्रोजेक्ट है वहाँ पे जैन टेम्पल बनाने से काफी डील हमने ट्रांजेक्शन क्लिक हुआ है. तो ये सिनेरियो हम देख रहे हैं. जैसे मैं बात करूं टाउनशिप की भी बात कर सकते हैं, तो अहमदाबाद में 2 बड़ी बिग टाउनशिप है, अदानी टाउनशिप. तो अदानी टाउनशिप में इस क्वार्टर में भी अच्छा स्कीम भी अच्छी है, ट्रांजेक्शन भी हम लोगों ने भी अच्छे किए हैं. तो काफी लोग चॉइस पे डिपेंड करता है. जैसे मैंने बताया आपको कि कम्युनिटी वाइज, जैसे संप्रदाय वाइज बात करूं, मंदिर टेम्पल जहाँ देरासर है, स्वामीनारायण टेम्पल है, तो ऐसे चेंजेस काफी देखने को मिलते हैं और क्लिक भी हो जाता है कभी कभी.
So Amit, if you heard my question before you kind of went offline, I was just asking, initially, for example, I'll just give an example. Vastu was a very important factor for many of the buyers, at least the Indian buyers, right? Now, is it still a very important priority when they're looking to buy a unit, or or even an office space for that fact? Or are they today saying, look, post COVID, my financial situation is such that I just need to buy an asset, this doesn't matter anymore? So are there any social and cultural norms that are being put aside, and people are getting into transactions with new compulsions?
Right, Ajay. So I feel that there is a lot of money with people when they come to buy real estate. It is not the case that there is paucity of funds when you're looking at buying real estate in India. It is just the kind of choices that people make. And you look at Sensex and Nifty and where Yes Bank is going today, and what is really happening to good stocks where you see some sort of revival, and a lot of FDI is also pouring in, funds are pouring in, individual and institutional investors are also pouring in money. Look at what RIL has done in the last, say, about 3.5 months. So I don't see drying up of resources as far as the retail consumer is concerned. But the retail consumer has become far more informed and intelligent after what 4G has done to India. It's a very important observation. I feel that everybody is armed with a weapon today. That weapon is called a smartphone. Right? I no longer need an Economic Times or a Financial Express or a physical newspaper to tell me about what a developer is doing in NCR, what is he doing in Mumbai in real time. Even if I slip down and fall, I'm sure somebody will cover that, I have broken 2 bones, but now I'm doing fine, right? So this is the age of instant gratification. This is the time where everybody wants to know things in real time. So if there is something which is positive that a developer does in terms of, we see a lot of developers today having a banner outside the project saying possession date now calculated from this date in a reverse chronological order. That builds in sentiments. Today, the consumers are not really looking at location. They are not looking at pricing. They are not looking at amenities or architecture or ventilation or height or floor rise. They are looking at only one thing, which is called as trust. If I give you this check, will you ensure that whatever you are saying today is your intention? I believe you that you will have good intentions as a developer to develop, but I am as a consumer also judging your ability. I can be very, very clean in terms of my commitments, but do I have the ability, looking at the central government, looking at the state government, looking at the way the banks are behaving, will I be able to fulfill my commitments? So the consumer is actually looking into the eyes of the developer to understand whether he will be able to complete his projects on time, whether whatever he's saying, whether he will be able to give me or no. 5 lakhs, 10 lakhs, plus minus, pay 10% now, 90% later is no more significant. It's about trust. We are into an exigency mode. We are in an emergency mode. We can continue to stay in denial, saying that, you know, everything is fine. I sold 2,000 crores. I sold 5,000 crores. But at the end of the day, the person who is going to switch the lights on of an apartment that he's purchased and move in with the wife and the kids is looking into the eyes of the developer to understand whether whatever he or she is saying, whether he or she has the ability to deliver. For me, the most important amenity in 2020 August is trust and nothing else.
So Chitrak, very important point I think Amit made, because you know, there is a research report on the consumer sentiments, and you know, a lot of in fact NRIs, you know, who are investing into India have singularly pointed out that, you know, they want a trusty, they want a builder whom they can trust, you know, a builder who can provide what they commit, and you know, what they give is as per what they have signed on the documents. And I think the report went on to ask to even detail it out that, you know, in fact, they have started investing more only after RERA came into picture. And before that, the investment was down from NRIs. And Gujarat being a very important NRI market, you know, how do you see this? And do you see developers doing enough?
Yeah, so if you see the value for money, so यहाँ पे हम लोग जो प्राइस से सेल करते हैं वो प्राइस मुंबई दिल्ली मेट्रो में कंस्ट्रक्शन कॉस्ट है. So if they are comparing the apple to apple, like if they are comparing metro cities versus the Ahmedabad cities, yeah, so whatever they are getting, it is at the value for the money. So like in Mumbai, 25-30,000 rupees is the average cost. यहाँ पे हमारी average cost 3,000 रुपए में affordable है, 6,000 रुपए में premium apartment, 7,000 रुपए में premium apartment है. So that's how it is. So each and everybody is comparing with the pricing only. There are a lot of value additions. There are a lot of advantage of the areas. There are a lot of advantage of the developer's reputation as well. But yeah, we are getting the preferences, but we are not getting the good prices because of all these factors. So yeah, the reputation does make a lot of plus points, but that we are getting a good responses as well. We are getting good sales as well. But yeah, pricing which we are not getting, and it is a value for money.
So, I want to just probe that question a little more. So, Dushyant, if you can throw some light on this. See, I think Amit was very right in saying that, you know, trust is a very important factor. And I'll tell you the instance of how the change of sales pattern have happened. We saw a lot of underwriting of assets happening at a point of time, you know, underwriting of residential units happening, commercial units. That trend suddenly took a nosedive, you know, in 2018, and then you suddenly see that it has gone a lot slower than what it was. So do you think that if the trust is not enough, this entire thing will change and the developer has to place very significant?
I think that we'll be more than happy if that really starts happening in Ahmedabad, because I believe there are a lot of, so coming to Gujarat and coming to Ahmedabad developers, I think trust is not a problem. Trust me. I mean, we would be more than happy if we were getting like more than 5 to 10 lakh rupees and people were not really bothered about the money if we were getting our prices, because I think that trust barrier is definitely there with certain developers that people really invest in. we as developers, I mean, if it's Chitrak bhai or Paras bhai or whomsoever, all of them, I mean, they all have been doing like beautiful work and giving more than what is needed in each and every single project. But coming again to what Chitrak bhai said, that, you know, the kind of price variation that Bombay, Ahmedabad, all the three have is very, very difficult. You know, there's a huge gap into what today the line prices in Ahmedabad are to what we are actually selling at. Our margin is absolutely very shrink since a long, long time, you know. So trust is definitely there. I mean, that is the reason people have been investing. And if you look at Ahmedabad, if you look at Gujarat, there has never been an issue on the completion of the projects or not giving amenities. I mean, I don't know even if we have any cases in Ahmedabad according to RERA, because that is particularly for the people, for the rights of the people, and actually protecting them with the developers. It's a government body. But I don't see all of that happening in Ahmedabad anymore, because that has always been the point in time from Ahmedabad developers into giving something extra than what they had actually committed. So trust is definitely there. The only thing that we lack in is obviously the price factor, where each and everything obviously is very, very, has become a very base price. In fact, even if you are trying to give them something which is more needed than the market.
Okay, so Paras, quickly on the question of location, you know, we had this entire, trend suddenly, which, came up on Ahmedabad and, you know, in Surat and other places where, you know, a lot of people started looking at township developments, right? I'm not sure if it has kept pace with what the people have wanted. More likely, I'm not talking about, I don't want to single out one single township which is doing well. I'm talking about the entire bunch of townships that have happened around, the outer ring road and all those areas. आप क्या देख रहे हैं उसमें कि ये टाउनशिप वाला ट्रेंड जो है सस्टेन होगा, या लोग प्रिफर करेंगे कि एक 100 से 200 यूनिट का जो ग्रुप हाउसिंग बनेगा उसमें ज्यादा बेहतर है हम अपना घर खरीदें? You're on mute, पारस जी. पारस भाई आप म्यूट पे हैं.
हेलो, अब आवाज सुनाई दे रहा है?
यस.
अब उससे पहले मैं बताऊंगा कि अहमदाबाद पूरे इंडिया में एक ऐसा मार्केट है कि जहाँ पे टाउनशिप ले लो या छोटे बड़े मकान ले लो, अहमदाबाद में 7 लाख रुपये से लेके 15 करोड़ तक की प्रोडक्ट मिल रही है, जो कि इंडिया में एक ही सिटी ऐसा है कि जहाँ पे आप 7 लाख रुपए का मकान भी टाउनशिप में ले सकते हैं और 15 करोड़ रुपए का अपार्टमेंट और विला भी एक टाउनशिप में ले सकते हैं. तो ये एक बहुत ब्यूटीफुल चीज है अहमदाबाद की, कि जहाँ पे हर एक सेगमेंट के लिए छोटे से लेके बड़ा मकान जो है वो टाउनशिप में भी मिल रहा है, और इंडिविजुअल भी आप उसको जैसे बता सकते हैं कि 20 हाउस है, 50 हाउस है. टाउनशिप में जिसको मकान चाहिए वो एक वर्ग अलग है, और जो इंडिविजुअल जो है वो एक वर्ग अलग है. अब हम टाउनशिप की बात करें तो टाउनशिप जो है 1000, 2000, 5000 मकान, 500 से ज्यादा मकान को हम टाउनशिप बोल सकते हैं. अब टाउनशिप में जब भी कोई मकान बनता है तो ऑब्वियसली उसमें एमिनिटीज जो है वो छोटे से प्रोजेक्ट से ज्यादा एमिनिटीज रहेगी, क्योंकि कोई भी टाउनशिप जो है वो 30-40 हजार स्क्वायर यार्ड से ज्यादा में बनती है तो उसका उस हिसाब से एक बड़ा सा कॉमन प्लॉट होता है, उस हिसाब से उसका क्लब हाउस बनता है, उसमें एमिनिटीज और ज्यादा बन सकती है. जैसे प्रवीण भाई ने बताया कि रीजन्स के हिसाब से उसमें आप जो है देरासर, टेम्पल, गुरुद्वारा कुछ भी एक अच्छा सा बना सकते हैं, और काफी एमिनिटीज आप उसमें एडप्ट कर सकते हैं. तो ये जो ब्यूटीफुल टाउनशिप का है. दूसरी चीज, इंडिविजुअल जो मकान बनते हैं जिसमें 100 से लेके 50 से लेके और 250 तक के फ्लैट बनते हैं, उसमें भी जो है वो कस्टमर रहना पसंद, कई लोग जो हैं जो कि टाउनशिप में और बड़े उसमें रहना नहीं चाहते हैं. दूसरी चीज, अहमदाबाद में हमने देखा है कि आज भी टाउनशिपों की हालत ले लो, मैं कोई इंडिविजुअल टाउनशिप की बात नहीं कर रहा हूं, पर आज भी जो आपने टाउनशिप में 10 साल पहले खरीदा हुआ मकान आज भी उस कॉस्ट में पॉसिबल हो रहा है. मतलब जो है कि आज आप कोई भी, मैं कोई टाउनशिप का नाम लेने नहीं जा रहा हूं, पर आज 10 साल पहले यदि उसने वहां पे इन्वेस्ट किया हुआ है तो आज उसको उसमें वो नहीं मिल रहा है। पर इंडिविजुअल यदि वो कहीं पे गया है और आज उसने 100-200 फ्लैट वाले अपार्टमेंट में लिया है, तो ऑब्वियसली उसके पैसे भी बढ़े हैं और वहां पे एक छोटी सी कम्युनिटी इकट्ठी होती है। और जैसे बोल सकते हैं हम कि एक छोटी कम्युनिटी और एक बड़ा घर, तो बड़ा घर और छोटी कम्युनिटी में इतना डिफरेंस है। एक इन्वेस्टर जो है वो टाउनशिप में अर्न नहीं कर पाया है और एक इन्वेस्टर जो है छोटे फ्लैटों में वो अर्न भी कर पाया है। और
सॉरी प्रवीण जी, जो पारस भाई बोल रहे हैं अभी, जो टाउनशिप में इतना रिटर्न्स नहीं हो पाया है लोगों को, और जो ग्रुप हाउसिंग है या इंडिपेंडेंट मकान ने बनाया है उसमें ज्यादातर रिटर्न्स हुए हैं, ये एक डिटर्मिनेंट फैक्टर है क्या कि आप ज्यादा सेल्स सिटी सेंट्रिक देख रहे हैं या ज्यादा सेल्स उस जगहों पे देख रहे हैं जहाँ पे इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर बहुत ज्यादा डेवलप हुआ है, नए जगह में जहाँ लार्ज टाउनशिप 100 एकड़ 200 एकड़ में जो बन रहे हैं उसमें इतना ज्यादा सेल्स नहीं, और ये क्या एक बड़ा इंपॉर्टेंट फैक्टर हो जाता है लोगों को, या उनको अगर रेप्यूटेड डेवलपर बना रहा है उसको चाहे 5 साल हो 6 साल हो 7 साल हो, अगर मेरे को रिटर्न भी नहीं मिला बट मुझे अच्छा घर मिल गया और फैसिलिटीज है, ये काफी है, ये ऐसे कैसे डिसाइड कर रहे हैं?
उसमें अजय भाई ऐसा है कि लोगों का जो माइंडसेट है, कहीं लोग प्रिफर करते हैं टाउनशिप में रहने की, जो उसमें 200 एकड़ 300 एकड़ 700 एकड़ की टाउनशिप अहमदाबाद में है, तो उसमें एमिनिटीज मिलती है उसको सब, वहाँ पे प्राइवेट क्लब भी है, गोल्फ की भी फैसिलिटीज है, तो वहाँ पे पब्लिक भी है, काफी अंदर एमिनिटीज ऑफिस स्पेस या ये सब, तो कहीं लोग ऐसी भी इंक्वायरीज आती हैं, एमिनिटीज भी बढ़िया है, ग्रीन पेस ज्यादा मिलेगा उसको, तो सब लोगों का डिफरेंट ओपिनियन रहता है मेरे को कहाँ पे रहना है। जैसे मेरा 2-3 फ्रेंड वहाँ पे रहते हैं, उसके दोस्त के दोस्त लोग रहते हैं, तो वहाँ पे वो जाता है, तो डिफरेंट ओपिनियन रहता है। और बात करें अहमदाबाद की पर्टिकुलर बात करें तो अहमदाबाद में 3 जोन में डिवाइडेड है, R1, R2 एंड R3। R1 जोन जो है वो वहाँ पे अपार्टमेंट बना सकते हैं, R2 जोन है वहाँ पे FSI कम है, और R3 जोन है उसमें ओनली फॉर विला ही बना सकते हैं, बंगलो बना सकते हैं, जिसमें 1000 मीटर का घर होता है, 1000 मीटर का प्लॉट होता है कंपलसरी। तो सब अलग अलग चॉइस है, डिपेंड अपॉन बजट। तो लोगों का माइंडसेट टाउनशिप में भी अच्छा जा रहा है, कहीं लोग अभी कोविड के बाद लोग दूर घर पसंद कर रहे हैं। जैसे मैं बात करूं राचड़ा की बात करूं, पलोडिया की बात करूं, तो वहां पे अच्छी डिमांड है, लोगों ने प्लॉट लेके खुद भी अभी बनाने का शुरू हो गया है, तो डिफरेंट माइंडसेट है लोगों का।
So, Swagat, so like Praveen was saying that there seems to be a preference for, going outside the city and buying houses, we call it social distancing or whatever it is, but seems to be a preference to move towards suburbs. Okay. If that is the case, in these times where movement is so restricted, right? How do you see technology being adopted? In the previous panel, people said there's a lot of, we are doing virtual tours of houses and all those things for customers. But how much more do you think technology can be adapted for really pushing sales?
Yes, Ajay. So technology plays a very important role, specifically in these times. For example, in terms of, say, your presence in these times, in the last quarter, when there was no physical movement on the roads, or there was restricted movement on the roads, people were on their computers and laptops, and they were looking for developers and everything. So your presence there really matters. Your presence on the online platforms, your presence on the website portals, your own consolidation in terms of websites and construction pictures, and so not just your website address or your digital presence, the content that you provide, which is which is for your project or for your consumers, is very much important. Regular construction photos updates, they keep the buyers well informed now, because the buyers, some of people are not able to come here in Ahmedabad, they purchase a property in a project and they're not able to see the project. So when they look into your Facebook profile or look into your website page, you'll be able to see what the update is currently. And also technology in terms of, say, your on-site sales or your walk-ins or your inquiries, however and wherever they are recorded properly in an integrated manner, you'll be able to push back on them. Like when the developer has already a good database of say of the first quarter or the last quarter of the last previous year, he'll be able to pitch to them very precisely, very with proper things like if you written the inquiry forms properly, if you written the comments properly, and is able to push it properly, then he'll be able to convert the inquiries in a better way.
Ajay, if you could allow me, I would like to add to that.
Yeah, please go ahead. Please go ahead.
So, I feel that, COVID-19 especially has been a blessing or a curse for few and for few others. So the market is polarized as far as that is concerned.
Right.
Today, in terms of technology, I was not actually a very big fan of technology until 22nd or 23rd of March 2020. But now you realize that Indian consumers, I still don't feel will come to a payment gateway, will transfer the entire money to purchase an apartment anywhere in India. But technology is a very big enabler for Indian consumers to identify properties, identify developers, read literature about developers, about DP plans, go through. I'm not a big fan of those walkthroughs of how the apartment will look like, because ultimately everybody knows that in India, what you are shown and what is delivered to you at the end of the day, there is a huge discrepancy there, and the mindset needs to change. But as far as tech is concerned, like example, if we look at what we've created at www.imsci.in, we kept this website very clutter free. We don't have any listings. Like we say, agar pyas lagi hai to pyase ko pani pilaiye. On our platform, we directly give what the consumer wants, or what the broker wants, or what the CP wants, or what an MSME wants. So if you want a product like a site visit, you understand what I'm saying in terms of just generating site visits, not debating on the pricing, not debating. So product like site visits is something new that we are seeing. A product which is like just giving out numbers, email IDs of active buyers in that micro market is what we are seeing. A very important observation I feel here is a lot of our developer friends have sold inventory, but they are not able to collect money. They don't have the technology to collect money. आपने माल बेचा हुआ होगा बड़ौदा, सूरत, अहमदाबाद, महसाना, राजकोट वगैरह में, भुज में, लेकिन आपको वो रिकवरी आप नहीं कर पा रहे हो, because you don't know how to talk, what email to send, what is a chatbot. If he types something at 11:30, can you send an architect's letter? क्या आपको पता है कि sorry, thank you, check कैसे लेना है, उसको क्या receipts भेजनी है. So that entire piece of recovering money from stock already sold is a new service that the tech is able to provide. और I feel टेक्नोलॉजी जब आप यूज करते हो, अगर टेक्नोलॉजी आपका कैश फ्लो बढ़ा सकता है, आपका रेवेन्यू बढ़ा सकता है, सिर्फ टेक्नोलॉजी आप अपना प्रोडक्ट दिखाएंगे और ये सोचेंगे कि ये प्रोडक्ट आकर के कोई खरीदेगा, तो वो आपकी सोच उसी तक सीमित रहेगी. वी हैव टू थिंक ऑफ ए होलिस्टिक अप्रोच. अगर मैंने 500 करोड़ रुपए का माल बेचा हुआ है, क्या टेक्नोलॉजी यूज करके मैं वो 500 करोड़ रुपए की रिकवरी कर सकता हूँ? क्या मैं जिस तरह, अगर मैं लिस्टिंग डालता हूं तो मुझे लीड आने में 2 या 3 दिन 4 दिन लगते हैं. Can I buy listings? Can I buy leads directly? Many a times, I'll just take 30 seconds more. There is a disconnect between large institutional channel partners and the builders. जो हमारे बिल्डर दोस्त है वो कहेंगे कि मेरा माल जो है वो ये भाव में बिकना चाहिए. जो हमारे जो CPs हैं या ब्रोकर्स हैं या देश भर में जो हमारे मित्रगण है, वो ये सोचेंगे कि भाव कम होना चाहिए ताकि consumers have an organic connect and liking towards that product and they feel this is affordable. इसके बीच का टेक्नोलॉजी ने रास्ता ये निकाला है कि टेक्नोलॉजी से मैं क्लाइंट आपके साइट ऑफिस के दरवाजे तक पहुंचा दूंगा, which is called a visit. अब जब वो क्लाइंट आपके दरवाजे पे आ जाता है या वीडियो कॉल पे विजिट करवा देते हैं, तो देन इट डिपेंड्स ऑन द बिल्डर कि वो कितना कन्विंसिंग है, प्रोजेक्ट कितना कन्विंसिंग है, बिल्डर का सेल्स वाला कैसे कन्विंस कर रहा है. ये सारी चीजें कोविड-19 की देन है. आई एम सॉरी टू से लॉट ऑफ आवर इंडियन फ्रेंड्स एंड पीपल हैव लॉस्ट लाइफ But
I think I want to take this to Dushyant. Dushyant, see, there was this entire thing where, builders used to go and list online, I remember, the housing.coms, Makan, you list and you do and all this. And I agree with Amit that just by showing a virtual walkthrough is not enough. How more we can integrate the technology to actually benefit you as a, a business owner. So how much you are actually looking at pushing this through, and do you think as listings helped you?
I absolutely agree with what Amit is saying and what Swagit also just mentioned, that this COVID-19 has played a huge important role in terms of digital marketing and how digital marketing can really be reached out to a lot of people. Because if you look at people right now, still people really don't want to come and meet you, right? Even if people are interested, they don't really want to come and meet you because the family is not permitting or whatever the reason is. But that does not really stop them from thinking each and every single day how they really want to buy real estate. This COVID has shown a lot of people, I mean, a family of 5 or 6 when staying together, or probably say, for example, if I had a brother of mine and two sons were studying outside, but because of COVID, they both have shifted back to Ahmedabad. And when these all people have been staying in the same apartment or same small house in past 2.5, 3 months, they have been thinking on buying something. And if they have liquid funds, like, it is not that COVID has dried up liquidity completely. That has not happened. It's just a mindset. We all have to really come to a conclusion and tell people it's all just a mindset.
No, I think we agree on that. What I'm saying is whether it has helped you. So, for example, I'm looking at technology as enabler, and whether the listings with let's say these channel partner websites and all this have really helped, or you think it's still the walk-in customers are making a difference?
No, I would rather say that digital marketing has been helping us a lot rather than the channel partners, right now. Because what is happening, like Amit said, that everybody has a smartphone right now. Like, say, for example, if you're on Facebook or if you're on Google searching something, you're on YouTube, or even if you're on Instagram, as you keep on swiping, you kind of see the things that you really want to see. That's how it has helped it so much that people are now pushing and people are actually calling us because they really want to buy something that they think that they really want to buy in these certain times that they've thought about. So I think the inquiries before COVID, I would say, for example, if we were having 50 inquiries, those conversion ratio to what is the conversion ratio right now is completely different. Only those people are coming to meet or coming to the site are probably 80 or 90% convinced. Earlier, what used to happen, there were a lot of window shopping people who just used to come to the site just to know the rates of the area, kya chal raha hai, developer ka kya chal raha hai, lena hai, nahi lena hai. As of now, things have completely changed. If somebody is walking into the site, looking at all the COVID situations, he is really interested in buying something. And the digital platform has really helped that to push them to coming to that level to meet us.
So Paras, I know we have just about 10 minutes. Swapna, I can see you there. So this is the last question I have, and then we can open it up for the audience. Parasji, I just wanted to understand from you that the new monetary policy that the RBI has adopted, and also keeping the interest rates very low, and and continuing to keep so, not increasing though inflation has gone up. You think it is going to support the sales behavior? The buying behavior of people? Is that alone enough, or is there something else to be done? You're on mute, Parasji.
देखिए, जो आपने बताया वो 100% सही है कि अभी जो लोन का रेट है वो 7% के भी अंदर आ चुका है। तो मैं नहीं मानता हूँ कि इन फ्यूचर में ऐसा बढ़िया सा रेट मिलेगा, या पास्ट में भी ऐसा कहीं रेट हुआ हो, मैं सुना हो। 7% के अंदर यदि आपको एक बढ़िया सा लोन मिलता है, उसमें भी यदि आप अफोर्डेबल में जाते हैं तो और छोटे सेगमेंट में जाते हो तो प्रधानमंत्री आवास में आपको 2-2.5 लाख का और फायदा हो जाता है। मैं आपको बताऊं, आप सरप्राइज करेंगे और 100% बिलीव नहीं करेंगे कि गांधीनगर में मेरा एक 350 अपार्टमेंट का एक छोटा सा प्रोजेक्ट था जिसको हमने TCS को दिया हुआ था पूरा रेंटल पे, फर्निश करके। और अभी जो है बिफोर कोविड जनवरी में TCS ने खाली किया तो मेरे पास 350 अपार्टमेंट फर्निश तैयार पड़े थे और मैं बहुत कंफ्यूजन में था क्योंकि कोविड के बाद जो है मुझे कोई भी नया रेंटल मिलने वाला नहीं था। तो द कंपनी प्लानिंग के हम इसको क्या करें, और आप अजय जी बिलीव करेंगे कि हमने छोटा सा डिजिटल कैंपेन चलाया। आप मानेंगे कि मैंने 2 लाख रुपए भी नहीं खर्चे हैं और 65 दिन में 150 अपार्टमेंट बेचे।
Interesting. So Parasji, I think due to paucity of time, I will have to stop you there. Sapna, are we opening up for
Yes,
questions?
Ajay, in fact, we have right now more than 7,000 people watching us,
Right.
and on Facebook, on our website, and on, including Zoom participants. So, in fact, we had a poll which we ran where we said that last 2 months may have sales picked up. Very, divided answer we got from our viewers. 36% said yes, sales अच्छा हुआ है पिछले 2 महीनों में. 32% said yes, no, and 32% said maybe. But very positive sentiment here. When we ask that in next 6 months, do you see things changing for better? 70% say yes, that next 6 months will be better. They have a positive sentiment for next 6 months.
Right.
So on that good note, in fact, one of the questions that we have, for Chitrak Bhai, someone is asking, mera inventory, how do I sell my inventory in lockdown?
So if you get a good opportunity, तो price पकड़ के मत रखो. कस्टमर आए तो उसको बेच के you have lot of other opportunity. I would say inventory पड़ा है, price बढ़ेगा नहीं जब तक सरकार FSI बढ़ाते जाएंगे. So there are a lot of FSI is being increased. आप 5 साल से देख रहे हो तो FSI बढ़ी रही है. अभी नहीं लग रहा FSI बढ़ेगी because 5 साल से प्रवीण भी है, पारस जी है, दुष्यंत जी है. आप उनको पूछो सेम प्राइस पे सब लोग बेच रहे हैं. 5-6 हजार रुपए में प्रीमियम प्रोजेक्ट, 3 हजार रुपए में अफोर्डेबल. सो the issue is गवर्नमेंट FSI बढ़ा रही है बिकॉज घर सबका सपना है, घर गवर्नमेंट का सपना है घर देने के लिए. सो अभी प्राइस बढ़ेंगे. अगर आपको रात देखना है तो भी ठीक है, बट आई वुड से अगर उससे ज्यादा अपॉर्चुनिटी मिल रही है देन यू शुड स्विच.
So
I think that selling of the inventory, the gentleman has to actually point it out to Amit and Praveen.
I love what Chitrak has just mentioned, that developers should start selling and not stick to the pricing. But I just hope that he's not got some few hundred hate comments from developers for saying this. Because
no, Amit, I am saying inventory पड़ा है पुराना 1-2 साल पुराना, तो I would say कि उसको
आपको समझ में आनी चाहिए ना. बात आप कह रहे हो, लेकिन वो अल्टीमेटली टेबल पे जब डील आती है तो डेवलपर को वो एक्सेप्ट करना चाहिए. और आपकी और हमारी बात जो हम लास्ट 6 साल से कह रहे हैं वो उनको
I don't give single rupee discount on new project.
पीयूष गोयल जी ने भी वही बात कही थी, देवेंद्र फडणवीस जी ने भी वही बात कही थी, और HDFC के पारेख साहब ने भी यही बात कही थी, कोटक जी ने भी यही बात कही.
I think Amit, that's right. What I have to tell you is that this in most of the webinars we had in the COVID times, in April, May, when all of us had a lot of free time at hand and we all attended, everybody said just discount the price, sell it. But I understand.
No, Ajay bhai, that is not the issue. Issue is which you have the timeline. अगर हम लोग upcoming project है, नया project है, construction चालू है, then I would say discount is not the key. You should keep holding the inventory. Otherwise ये 3-4 महीने का सवाल है. हम लोग 4 साल के अंदर पूरा प्रोजेक्ट खत्म करते हैं. So I would say 3-4 साल तो हम लोग वैसे निकाल देते हैं. श्राद्ध, कमुर्ता, होली ले लो, दिवाली ले लो, 3-4 महीने का तो असर ही नहीं है. So I am just saying 2-3 साल पहले का इन्वेंटरी उसकी बात कर रहा हूँ.
Swagat ji, what is your opinion? I mean, you have to tell me what do you feel as a young entrepreneur? What is your opinion on this? You're on mute, Swagat.
Yes, for the end users, if it's a liquidity issue, like if he's planning somewhere or he has to park his fund somewhere, it's a small ticket size of thing. For one person, when it's regarding one apartment, if he wants to sell and if he's holding it for too long, and if he's getting a buyer, then it is much evident that he should sell it off. Whereas for developers, he has a plethora of inventories. He has a project which is there. Differential pricing will affect him one way or the other. So, as in, it's all depends on liquidity. Whoever is more leveraged or whoever wants to, if it's an end user, if he wants to park somewhere, if he wants to get out of the project, or if he wants to make use of the funds better in a better way, then he should take an exit. It doesn't go the same for the developer.
Yeah. So with those words of wisdom, Sapna, I think we have come to the end of the session. So
yes, thank you, Ajay. You wonderfully, I think, curated the entire session and got the best views from our speakers, Mr. Pandit, Chitrak Bhai, Dushyant, Swagat, everyone. They brought the developers' view, and Amit and Praveen ji, apne because you are the ones who are in touch with the client, so you have brought their views. So thank you so much. I think, but before we leave, we are going to have a group picture. So if we can have a very nice pose from all our speakers, our team is going to take a group picture of the entire panel. Yes, thank you so much, everyone for being here.
Thank you,
In
Ajay.
fact, we have a lot of questions.
Thank you.
which I
Thank you.
will be
Thank you.
forwarding,
Thank you. Thank you,
individually to
everyone.
the speakers.
Thank you, Ajay
And,
bhai.
for